Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first ever podcast. What I'm going to talk about today is something that I feel like no one ever talked about before, and that's getting photographic inspiration from animated media, getting inspiration from the visuals in video games or animated movies you see. We'll also be talking about realism in video games and how realistic some look, like photorealism, how similar you can make animated things look like a real photo. So I think that's something really cool to talk about. I'm not sure if anyone else ever thinks about this, but this is something that's really been on my mind recently, and I find it interesting. So I've never been really a person that's into video games. I was never about that type of thing. I never really understood why people like video games, and I never appreciated how beautiful animated art can be and how close it could look to an actual photo. It wasn't until after I started studying photography that I started really understanding how graphics are. So there's a lot of games out there that I get inspiration from. Now I'm not a game person even to this day, but there are a few games that I do know of, and some games I don't know. I never played before, but I only know it because I've seen pictures of it, and I've seen pictures of the graphics of it. I've started to realize how much development goes into just making a scene actually look captivating to people who play the game. I realized how much work goes into creating this beautiful scenery that embodies the video game. It all just have an effect on the way that I see a scene. I'm not sure if other photographers can relate to where I'm going with this, but it's just something that I've been thinking about because I really wonder where do I actually get inspiration from. And for some reason, video games with good visuals could sort of inspire me. The colorful scenes are what inspire me. Another topic that I think is really cool is photorealism in video games. How realistic they look nowadays. They make 4K videos, and there's a ton of new video games out there that look so close to real people. I find it really, really cool. We have some really, really good artists out there who design these games and make them look so amazing. It's not so much something that inspires me, but it's something that's really, really cool to think about. I hope you found this a little bit interesting. Not a lot of photographers get inspiration from animated things. So, I get inspiration from many other things, but I found it a little bit odd how I always get inspired from, video games and stuff. That's not something that you would usually get inspiration from as a photographer. So, maybe I'm just weird, but I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Jasmine Whitley. Thank you guys.